So I've been wanting to make a video on Mr. Beast Burger for forever. It's been around for years now, and recently they've been in the news because Mr. Beast himself is suing the company that operates these restaurants. He cited the overall poor quality of the establishments, as well as, in some cases, the inedible nature of the food. So today, I'm headed to a physical location to see how much truth there is to that, and then I'm gonna head home and see if there's any improvements that I can make to help them out a bit, maybe steer them in the right direction. So let's go see how they do. Alright, so I've ordered half the menu here. There's gotta be some good within all this stuff. We're gonna start with the Beast Burger. That should be their main flagship go-to. It's a double smash burger with American cheese and onions, ketchup, mustard, and mayo.
It's definitely not bad, but I would compare it somewhat to like an Applebee's burger or something in that realm.
How about the Carl-style grilled cheese? You can't mess this thing up. It's literally just an inverted bun, a few slices of melted cheese.
Kinda cute. So I could see like if I was 12, maybe. More than half of that bun is drenched in grease. When you bite it, it expels in your mouth. It's like a sponge of grease.
This next one's the Carl's Deluxe, probably the best looking one so far. It's a patty melt style.
I think the bun sucks. I think it's really cheap and dry, and it's kind of giving it a bad starting point. But this one's the best yet because it's hidden more by the way it's prepared. And all the extra cheese masks the dry, like, flavorless bun. This is my favorite so far, though.
As for the fries, I'm sure this is their take on the animal-style fries from In-N-Out.
I think run-of-the-mill is, like, a really good description for this because nothing's bad. It's certainly not inedible, as was claimed, but it's not impressive either. And for almost $12 a piece, you're definitely paying for the brand more than the quality of the food. The reason I wanted to get this Impossible burger, pretty good, yeah. Only one busting, not two.
The reason I wanted to try the Impossible Burger was because this was by far the one I saw getting flamed most on social media. People were saying it looked the most far off from the promo photos, but it looks pretty good here, kind of what I expected.
It might be my favorite.
I'm not sure how, but I didn't realize how underseasoned everything so far has been until I tasted this. And that's probably because all the seasoning was already built into this burger patty. You don't have to rely on the restaurant to add it. Next up we had the Chris style, which was similar to the Beast style, but this time with fries and bacon added.
These buns are horrific.
Nothing I've eaten so far has been disgusting, very cafeteria-like, I would say, but that would be fine if all these buns weren't so terrible. Imagine like a Wonder Bread in the style of a burger bun. It is just so bland and dry. And lastly, we had the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, which is not a burger unless you're in the UK.
True, a chicken burger.
I guess it's not a great thing when the best thing on the menu at Mr. Beast Burger are the chicken sandwich and Impossible Whopper burger. Because this is actually really good. The chicken is cooked well. It's really flavorful. Got a nice balance of heat with the sweet sauce. It might be the only thing I would order again. Like I said, nothing is inedible. I'm sure some of those ghost kitchens probably have worse quality than this. My experience has been fine. My stomach hurts a little. I do think there's quite a bit of room for improvement though.
If you would like to make a Beast-style burger at home that will be miles ahead of probably every Mr. Beast burger in the country, you're gonna want to grab yourself some potato rolls and ketchup, pickles, and 80% lean ground beef, your favorite kind of mustard and white onions, salt and pepper, American cheese, and that is it. Now, as I said, it is not Mr. Beast himself who owns and operates these restaurants. It is a company called Virtual Dining Concepts, and presumably all they care about is maximizing profits, getting as large of a margin on these as possible. After all, it's not their faces slapped all over these restaurants and being associated with poor quality, but I promise you guys, if you were willing to sacrifice even 10 cents a unit and upgrading a few of these components, it would make a huge difference. You guys are seeing how quickly this still can come together, how much better and more appetizing it already looks, so let's give it a taste and see how it stacks up. This took 5.5 minutes to make. Maybe 6 if you want to be generous, but I promise you, it is not that hard. It's just so much better. It's not even comparable. When you raise the quality of everything across the board, even by a hair, you go from mediocre school cafeteria to Shake Shack. All I did was get a better bun, I got a harder crust on the patties and actually seasoned them well, I don't think I realized how under-seasoned all of them were until I tasted that Impossible Burger. Unfortunately, I think Virtual Dining Concepts needs to learn the concept of a good burger. Like I said, if they weren't all focused on maximizing profits and willing to sacrifice a 4% margin for slightly better stuff, it would be a world of a difference. And then from those few raw ingredients, you can make the rest of the menu very easily. You can add some bacon and crinkle cut fries in order to make the Chris-style burger. You can invert the better buns and add some more cheese to make that Carl's Deluxe. It's such a simple menu already. This stuff would not be difficult for them. Unfortunately for all of us, I think they know that their target audience is very young children who will not care to notice these changes. But if it's longevity they're looking for, and perhaps not getting sued for poor quality, these changes couldn't come soon enough, and if and when they ever happen, you're welcome. I also wanted to see what I can do with the Nashville hot chicken sandwich, and in order to make that, I grabbed some flour, garlic powder, and paprika, boneless chicken thighs and mayo, buttermilk, hot sauce, ketchup and the same potato rolls, some pickles and brown sugar, cayenne pepper, iceberg lettuce, a few eggs, and salt and pepper. Right off the cuff, I'll be honest and say that this is gonna be quite a few more steps than the last one. I'm not sure it's immediately worth it for you guys to make it home anyway, as opposed to buying it in the store. That one over there wasn't too bad after all. I'm gonna dredge these boneless and skinless chicken thighs with a buttermilk and egg mixture. And then of course lots of the flour mixture that should give this a beautifully crispy exterior. And then deep fry these in about 325 Fahrenheit oil for anywhere from 6 to 10 minutes until the internals register about 160, and obviously you get that nice golden brown color. I realize the majority of you are not gonna whip out a deep fryer and trash your kitchen frying off chicken. But for the restaurant, if anybody over there is watching, I urge you guys to make your own spice blend. I would bet anything that all they do is deep fry some frozen chicken tenders and then just coat them in a jarred sauce. If they shipped out a pre-mixed spice blend to all these different restaurants, and then that got combined with some of the fryer oil, it would make a night and day difference when it came to flavor, even just appearance. This thing was super vibrant, it looks awesome. And then just finish it the same way, with the pickles and the lettuce and of course all of your condiments. Suddenly we're back in the Nashville hot chicken and fried chicken sandwich war era. This is incredible too. Obviously with this one, the star of the show is that chicken. It's cooked so well, and you can never convince me that a chicken thigh isn't the best for applications like this. I've said it a million times, it's so much juicier and more tender. That would be such an easy switch to make. Of course, the bun is still another very noticeable difference, but even like the pickles on this are better. In a pinch, I would still order that sandwich again. It was not bad. It was probably the best thing on that menu. But if you got extra time and a couple extra dollars, this is still gonna beat it every single day. I mean, look at this damn thing. So I think we've proven the point that with a few very simple and relatively cheap steps, these restaurants can be great. Or at least the fact that making this stuff at home right now is better than what exists. But being that this is essentially a Joshua Weissman but better episode, who would I be if I didn't Weissmanify one of these burgers and see just how high the ceilings could actually be? For the final boss today, the ultimate upgraded Mr. Beast style burger, I grabbed some mayo, ketchup, and pickles, butter, bread flour, Dijon mustard and MSG, some bone-in short ribs and a chuck roast, whole milk, instant yeast, a yellow onion, and American cheese, salt and pepper, granulated sugar, a bit of water, and a few eggs. If you're new to the channel and you weren't sure what I meant when I said Weissmanify something, I was referring to Joshua Weissman, of course, and his, let's say, propensity for making things as extra as possible, and basically creating every single component for your finalized food from scratch. I started with the burger buns, which are a relatively simple brioche bun, of course, as compared to most of Joshua's buns. It started by whipping up that Tangzong gelatinized flour mixture, adding that into our bread dough, letting it rise 2 different times, breaking them down into your finalized bun shapes, coating those in an egg wash, letting those bake off. Most of you guys should know the procedure by now. And although we are making the majority of this from scratch, I feel like I should clarify, we are stopping short of fermenting our hand-picked English cucumbers, or raising and butchering our own livestock to make a custom beef blend. Although I wouldn't put it past Joshua or one of the other crazies to actually do that one day. The furthest I've ever seen anybody go was, I believe, Nick DiGiovanni, or maybe somebody else, growing their own wheat and then processing that into their own flour to make their own bun. So maybe we're at least a little ways away still from everything else I just mentioned. I'm also gonna grind up my own burger blend, that being 1 part of short rib to 2 parts of the chuck roast. That should be a good ratio of fat to lean. As always, I let both the beef and the actual grinding components sit in the freezer for about a half an hour. When you're grinding your own meats, the colder everything is, the better. And then I'm whipping up a homemade burger sauce, which is kind of going to be a cross between a Big Mac and a Shake Shack sauce. That being mostly mayo, but also a little shot of ketchup and mustard, salt and pepper, a pinch of sugar, a little sprinkling of our favorite MSG, a splash of the pickle juice, and then just let that sit in the fridge to let the flavors all permeate each other. And then the remainder of this comes together the same exact way the rest of our burgers have today. I use some of the ground meat to loosely form our burger meatballs, and then smash them down into that same cast iron skillet. I use the same old American cheese for these that we've been using all day. As most chefs will tell you, there is nothing better for a smashed double cheeseburger. And then doped the buns and finish this beauty off. I'm really excited for this one. I feel my heart pumping, although that's probably all the beef fat that has been consumed over the past 24 hours. I'm just realizing there could be some new people here who are very confused why I'm in a haunted mansion. If you are one of those people, watch my last video. I'll leave it in the top of the description. As for this beautiful beast, look at this thing. Looks like it should be in a commercial. I love burgers. It's kind of a miracle how I'm not gagging at the sight of another burger after how many I've eaten these past few days. But this is to die for, man. That beef blend is so good. I used to always think it wasn't worth it, but I've really changed my mind. You just get such a more intensely fatty richness. The buns are good too, but honestly, just buy the potato buns. They're not that much better to warrant all the extra time they take. Do I think any of you at home are gonna make this, or anybody at Mr. Beast Burger is gonna even see this video? Not really. This was more for fun, but this is a damn good burger. That sauce is so good too. In conclusion, do I think the Mr. Beast Burger brand is gonna last more than another year? I don't. It's partly the reason I stopped procrastinating and finally made this video. So eat it while you can, I guess. And if not, you have plenty of other options that you can make at home. They will be just as good, if not probably better, than what you would have gotten there. Other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I will see you right back here for the next one. Peace.
With the M without the AD. Flipping burgers and my money super lazy. Try and make a meal tonight, they ain't paying me. Try and supersize my life with my 18. Yeah, our style wasn't wavy, but we had a vision.
How come my people don't sing my outro song in public? We've really been trying here to not waste food. I feel like shit.
I feel like this is where parents who can't relate to their kids take them.